The old man hid in the airplane bathroom. He poured boiling water into the sink, then dropped in some clay. Once it melted, he pulled it out. He shaped it carefully, pressed it into a special mold. In just a few minutes, he had made a fake gun. The old man knocked on the door and handed the fake gun to his partner. At the same time, two more robbers burst out. Together, they quickly took control of everyone on the plane. They grabbed a flight attendant and demanded to know who the air marshal was, to keep people from getting hurt. The air marshal had no choice but to surrender. The robbers immediately took his weapon, but just as they were about to drag him away, a passenger suddenly fought back. He yelled for help from the other passengers, but everyone else was frozen in fear. Nobody dared to step in. The man ended up getting beaten badly. He collapsed on the floor and didn't move again. A tense silence filled the plane. The robbers raised their flag and started chanting their terror group slogan. Meanwhile, the pilot realized something was wrong in the cabin. He quickly switched to a special frequency and notified ground control. The plane had been hijacked. Back in the cabin, the robbers began taking passengers' phones. To keep things under control, they herded everyone into the economy section. After all this, the robbers forced a flight attendant into the cockpit. They threatened the pilot, demanding he change course to Kulu Airport and telling the government to release their captured boss, or they'd kill everyone on board. But what nobody knew was that these weren't the only criminals on the plane. One of the robbers kept stealing glances at a flight attendant. Turns out, the two of them were secretly working together. Their real target was a stash of diamonds worth $1 billion. These diamonds were secretly being transported on the plane. They belonged to the Minister of the Interior, who was laundering money. To make sure the diamonds made it home safe, the sellers put together a full security plan. First, the safe would be carried by someone whose identity was kept secret. Second, the safe needed 2 passwords to open. One half was with the seller, the other half was with the minister. The SIM card inside the phone had a tracker. Anyone who touched it would trigger an alert. And most importantly, the diamonds were covered by massive insurance. Everything seemed perfect, but the sellers didn't expect an inside job. Sierra approached the minister's secretary. He convinced him to hand over the other half of the password. They'd split the diamonds 50-50, since the minister's position and the insurance meant he wouldn't really lose anything. Even if the diamonds were stolen, the minister wouldn't chase it too hard. The secretary agreed. Because of the tracking system, Sierra had to make his move while the diamonds were still on the plane. So he teamed up with his flight attendant girlfriend, Nia. They didn't know exactly who was carrying the diamonds, but to stay safe, the carrier wouldn't eat or drink during the flight. That detail became their key to finding the target. So Nia went around asking people, and soon figured out who the courier was. Later, while serving food, Nia accidentally spilled a tray on the courier. Trying not to draw attention, the courier went to the bathroom to clean up. Lassie saw his chance and got up, but just as he was about to make his move, the other gang of robbers interrupted the plan. But Sierra wasn't ready to give up on the diamonds. He faked an asthma attack and asked to get his medicine from his seat. The main robbers only wanted to save their boss, so they let Sierra go back, but they didn't realize he was there to steal the diamonds. Sierra found the courier's bag, pulled out the safe with the phone inside, but just as he started to celebrate, the robbers showed up behind him. Lassie froze. He stuffed the safe back into the bag and lied, saying he couldn't find his medicine, but in his panic, he forgot something really important.